Don't judge a book by its cover, right? We've all heard this before. This only makes me wonder what the cover is actually for. Is it to help you or to hurt you? Do you want it just like me? Is it a glimpse or the opposite, this cover that you see? I've got a little story. It may trick your brain. It may make you smile, even call me insane. See, I'm not one to judge, but there was one day I did. I peeped his specs and I assumed he thought he was a cool kid. Beneath all the swagger and confidence so bold, there was a fat heart that was sweet, pure gold. I said to myself, I wouldn't be friendly if I talked to this man. My mind was slowly empty. I said to myself, he's like all the other guys. He tell me what I want to hear to get between these thighs. I'm like, yo, girl, don't fall for the lies or even the tricks. You're way too smart to give in to that shit. So he'd come around, and I'd grin for a while, to the day that he spoke to me and actually made me smile. I felt so terrible that I assumed what I did. This man was far from a cool kid. I'm not saying he's not cool, grown man surely could glide. I'm saying there was more than just swag. There was something inside. I mean, he's not like these swag heads who go around chasing girls. He's the type to do right and want to explore the world. He's the type to know more than you think that he does. And this made me want to learn about him simply because, you see, I assumed when I shouldn't have. I was completely out of line. I told him I had done and everything seemed to be fine. I then studied him as if there would be a test. I counted the beads that rested on his chest. I studied the way his hat stayed where it was placed and how his eyes would disappear when a smile would grow on his face. I studied how perfectly his red shirt matched his hat and shoes and how his voice would switch up whenever he was sharing good news. Ooh, how after he asked a question, his bottom lip would go away and it would only come back out when his top row was out to play, or how he held on to the straps of his bag as if he was on a coaster, and after each question he asked, he would stand a bit closer. His voice was so different, from his shout to his laughter. Man, I felt like a groupie when I found out he was a rapper. His flow was so unique, I could groove all day long. Even if he freestyled, there was no need for a song. I found someone I wanted to study, even if he would draw a line. You asked me how I feel about him. My answer? Undefined.